If we take a look at what we see in our address bar here, we see this site's domain, which is rockbottomgolf.com. If we look directly beside the domain name, we see golf swing trainers and practice aids. The latter part of that address is what is known as the page file name. Page file names are a great place for us to include our website's keywords. Unfortunately, many webmasters make the mistake of not taking advantage of this opportunity. You will notice how this particular address is not painfully long, has dashes separating the words, and is very clean looking. This page name makes it much easier for search engines to understand what this particular page revolves around. If we compare this address to one that looks something like this, we can really get a good idea of how search engines would have an easier time categorizing this page. It's typical to see webmasters naming their page files with generic names such as page 1 or homepage. Our goal is to utilize every option we have for incorporating our keywords into our website. Whenever you create a new page, make sure your file is given a keyword-rich name. If you already have pages with poor file names but are actually successful with search engines, do not change the file name, as this might ruin your ranking. Just be sure to apply this optimization tip in the future. When we begin adding different pages for our sites in Sandvox, they will show up in our site outline with names such as photo, untitled 1, untitled 2, etc. These page names are a great place for us to include our key terms. To change your page name, you can highlight the page in the site outline, and then in the URL field at the bottom of the application, type in your new page name. A few tips when creating this page name. Do not make it excessively long. You can only make it a maximum of 27 characters in Sandvox, which should be good for about 4 or 5 words, which seems like a good amount. Separate your words with dashes as opposed to spaces or underscores. And finally, use a key term that is relevant to the content on the actual page. Change your page names to include keywords related to your site. Do not make your page name excessively long. Do not leave spaces between words. Use dashes and not underscores to separate them. This is because search engines have an easier time differentiating between words that have dashes as opposed to underscores. Use a key term that is relevant to the actual web page.